Hey everyone, welcome back to Fixing Juventus. I'm sorry about the delay. Some of you may have noticed in the last couple of episodes, or even going back as far as a couple of months ago, that I was talking about how the fact that I was in the process of moving house. Well, I moved house 3 days ago, and for the last 2 days I have been working, so I've not had the chance to really do any unpacking. I had an early finish today at work, so I've come home and I've been ready to get an episode recorded for a while. So yeah, we are ready to go here. It's a little bit more stripped back. I don't actually know how the audio is going to play out because I'm in quite an echoey room. So it's something I will keep an eye on when I am recording and when I am editing. I might have to tweak the sound a little bit. But yeah, we've got a fair bit to catch up on. It's actually been a little bit longer than I meant to, partly compounded by the fact that, like I said, I have been in the middle of moving house and it's all been a bit nuts. So yeah, let's see what's been going on. Yeah, that's right, everyone. Welcome back. We are in the middle / towards the end of February. Now, you'll remember I did talk about potentially coming back around here to Sassuolo. Well, basically, with me moving house, I ended up having to pack away all my microphone, my camera, my TV, my ring light, everything like that. To the point where then I just didn't have the facility to record any episodes, but I wasn't going to let that stop me trying to advance the series. Especially when things were going pretty well. I kind of got on a bit of a run and I didn't really want to risk ruining that. So what we've done is we're actually now in February, having played our first round of the Champions League knockout away to Leipzig, where we won 1-0, courtesy of a Dusan Vlahovic goal. These last two games, the Napoli and the Leipzig game, have seen us switch more towards our 5-3-2, and as you will see, we've won both of them. We actually went on a 10-match winning streak, which was ruined in this game against Fiorentina, partly due to Wojciech Szczesny. I'll show you why. In terms of chance creation, Fiorentina definitely deserved it. They had a much higher XG than us, but we did. I will just slow the speed down. So we did go 1-0 down. We made a couple of changes. We brought Chiesa on. Oh, I think he might have started. Anyway, he pulled on back. He made it 1-1 before Vlahovic made it 2-1 not long after that. So two old Fiorentina boys getting the goals. And Vlahovic has been in inspired form since the World Cup, which was won by none other than Holland, but Vlahovic was the top scorer. And then Rolando Mandragora smashed in a wonderful free kick. And then this is where things go wrong. It was 2-2 at this point, and then the Chilio intercepts it, plays it back to Szczesny, who smashes it straight into Jovic's face, who obviously scores. And then just as we're trying to get an equaliser, the cross comes in. I really have no idea what Szczesny was doing there. He kind of just completely failed in his reactions to try and deal with that low free kick. And Fiorentina ended our 10-match winning run. But we then bounced back with the 1-0 win against Leipzig and a 2-0 win against Napoli. I mean, I last saw you, I think it was here, Inter and Verona. Well, we beat Dortmund and we did lose to Ajax, but we had already guaranteed first spot in the Champions League by this point, with Ajax guaranteed second. So we did rotate quite a bit. Played a few youngsters and things like that just to try and save some legs for the Empoli game because we wanted to make sure we won that, which we did. Then beat Monza 1-0. I've recently tried to sort out some new logos and stuff, and it seems to be having issues with the likes of Monza, Cremonese and Salernitana, because they, even with the sort of logo pack that I have been using, they didn't have their logo, so I don't know quite where it's gone here, so I'm going to have a look and mess around with it and try and get it sorted. Yeah, so that happened. We carried on winning. Obviously, went into the World Cup, beat Sassuolo, beat Spezia, beat Bologna, Atalanta. We slaughtered them. We managed to beat Lazio. This was quite a good game, I think. I think it was, yeah, it went basically it went 1-0 towards 1-1, 2-1 towards 2-2, and then thankfully Chiesa with a good winner at the end. We then beat Atalanta in the Coppa Italia quarter-final, so we're into the semi-final of that competition, where we will once again play Napoli. Smashed Torino, got revenge for our first game of the season defeat. And yeah, things have been going okay. That defeat to Fiorentina did knock us off our stride a little bit, but we've still got a game in hand over Inter, Napoli, and Roma. We're playing Milan in today's episode, which if we win, will obviously put us on 48 points, 3 points behind Milan, 2 points behind Inter, and ahead of Roma and Napoli. But obviously, we did also have a January transfer window. So we've got a couple of players who are leaving or have left as well. If I go to the date. So in terms of those players who left, the big ones, the main one was Danilo. He didn't want to renew his contract at the end of the season. He was exploring his options, basically said as much that he wasn't going to really renew. So we offered him out and we got 17 million for him from Liverpool, which we were more than happy to take. The other one, I can't remember if we saw this one, was Federico Gatti. We sold him to Aston Villa for 5 million, and we have replaced him with someone who has really hit the ground running in Mukhtar Diakabi from Valencia for 5.5 mil. We also signed Nacho from Real Madrid for 4.6 mil in total. Again, another option for us to have at the back. And then we also signed this guy, Lovano Comenencia from PSV. He looks like a really decent option to play either anywhere across the back, really, or on either flank as a wing back. We figured he was someone who he's young. We could hopefully try and develop him right with some good mentoring attributes. And if everything goes to plan, he can either become a decent option for us, get some game time, and then we can increase his value and potentially sell him on for a good profit. We did do a couple of other little things. We've got Di Maria is going to Liverpool at the end of his contract on a free, which we don't mind too much. He's showed some signs of improvement recently, but he's on a decent wage. He wanted quite a lot of money. He's 35 years old. He is not going to get much better than he is right now. He's only going to get worse, and we were more than happy to let him go, especially for someone who has been so plagued with injuries. But we did manage, everyone, to secure the free signing of Cristiano Ronaldo, who will be joining in the summer. I think he's coming in on a 1-year deal, if I remember rightly. Let's see, what is his contract? That's what his contract is at United. He is joining. That's his contract at United. I can't remember how long he's joining us for, but we're paying him like 250k a week or something like that. So he's going to come and hopefully help mentor some of our younger strikers, the likes of Kai Jorge and even Moise Ken, who's been pretty decent for us. So yeah, Ronaldo will be joining in the summer. I know we were just saying about how Di Maria is 35 and not going to get much better, but Ronaldo is someone who we think will really help. And that's not the formation we're going with, by the way, everyone, for this Milan game. But yeah, someone who I really think will help us going forward into the next season, just to add a little bit of quality. Even if just off the bench, he can be a really decent impact player for us. So yeah, that is not the tactic we are going with, everyone. I have set the tactic up previously for this Milan game, so I will have to show you what exactly that is all about. But we are going with the 5-3-2. If you can hear that, everyone, that's my cat, well, one of my cats, who's just decided to come in and is demanding his dinner, even though he is about an hour and a half early. And you can stay down there. So let me try and find this. So this is the tactic we've gone for. We've gone for the 5-3-2. Pogba is starting to bring him back from injury. He's going to start in a rolling playmaker role. And we've got Ken playing as a pressing forward and Vlahovic as an advanced forward. And then with a back three of, it is Antonio Silva as a libero, Diakabi on the right and Bremer on the left of him, with Alexandro as a wing-back, Sailor-Maker as a complete wing-back, with Di Maria as a trequartista in behind the two strikers. And we have found this has worked quite nicely for us lately, to be honest with you. In the Leipzig game and the Napoli game, we certainly do seem to concede a lot of shots. It is quite a defensive, well, not necessarily defensive tactic, but it is a tactic which is geared towards trying to hit a little bit on the counter. Cat is currently trying to trash one of the boxes with stuff in. Back, everyone. I just shut the cat out so he wasn't going to trash the place. I'm just going to tweak my light because I've not been able to get it in its regular sort of spot. And in doing so, I've just noticed that, yeah, we've now looks like we've conceded a penalty against Milan here. I think it's going to be Teo Hernandez who is taking it. And Szczesny saves it with his foot. What an absolute chad. And that is knocked away, which is annoying. But we do have our 4-2-3-1, which we can revert to, which is kind of what Milan are doing. Yeah, you might notice that Milan have Nicolo Barella playing for them. They signed him in the January from rivals Inter, which I found quite shocking. And Despodov smashes it in to make it 1-0 to Milan. And I really feel like this is not the tactic to play against Milan. It worked well for us recently, but it's not working well here because we've not even created a single... We've got a lot of possession, but we've not created anything. Pogba is not having a great game. It might be that we need to tweak his... Although he has just played a lovely pass into Vlahovic, who scores to make it 1-1 with our first shot on goal. Just with me saying then, Pogba not created anything, not doing well, and our first chance basically comes through him, and lovely first-time ball in behind for Vlahovic, who makes no mistake in smashing it past Mike Maignan in the Milan goal. Talk about clinical ruthlessness. Ken is having a poor game, so we will take him off. So we brought on Chiesa to basically players that are pressing forward instead of Moise Kean, and we've changed Locatelli to a CM on support rather than a box-to-box, just to see if leaving him sort of to just naturally support based on the way the game is going might make a difference. But we have the option of tweaking the tactic, especially with Chiesa on now. That is unreal defending. Incredible blocking and defensive work there from Diakabi. I have been really impressed with him since he came in, especially considering he was so cheap. His average ratings have been fantastic, to be fair, absolutely fantastic. I am looking for Cuadrado, but I can't see him, which is frustrating because I was going to bring him on for Sailor Makers. What we will probably do, to be fair, is we will change tactic, I think, now. And we will take Diakabi off because he is tired. He is on a yellow. Sailor Makers is having a poor game, so we will play old Milan boy De Sciglio in at fullback, and Diakabi will come off to be replaced by Filip Kostic, and we will... How's Locatelli doing? I don't like him being on that yellow card, so I'm going to keep him on. But we're going to keep him on that, and a CM support, and he can ease off tackles. But we will change those instructions that he had, and we'll get him to keep going a little bit more direct with his passing, because he's definitely got the ability to do so. And we've got the option to bring Nacho on, needed for Sandro. And I will change that. I don't really care where he plays it to. All this while I've been doing all of that, everyone, we've gone and got a penalty, which Vlahovic has put away. I've made that change, and I didn't really need to. So it now feels like our attacking change is completely unnecessary now, because we're now winning after that Vlahovic penalty. Obviously, we didn't even see what happened, so we will try and find out what was going on there. What we will do is I just realised Pogba was already on a CM on support in this tactic anyway, because I've not used this tactic much for a while. We'll bring in Fagioli. So let's see. So it was at 61 minutes. Let me see what happened. It's not going to let me see what happened with the Pogba situation. I'll have to skip it, the penalty situation. In fact, hang on. Here we go. We go to here. Go to the penalty itself. Wait. And then if we go back, have I gone back too far? Let's see. So Milan clear the ball. I think we had a corner. Locatelli plays it to Diacabi. Okay. Diacabi back to Locatelli. Taylor Makers coming forward. What does he do? Plays it to Locatelli, who that looked very, very soft penalty. Very soft. We've missed 2 penalties because we missed what happened. Well, I kind of missed what happened in the for Milan's one, and we completely missed what happened for our one. We've not got long left at all to try and hold on to get this win. Did we make all our subs then? We did make all our subs then. We want you to defend, and I want you to make sure you're marking Despadov, who's already scored against us. And I want you to stop that shot from happening. And we didn't. And it's Barella. And that's going to be it, I think, everyone. A 2-all game, which I feel like I missed most of because I was doing tactics, which is frustrating. But you know what? I think that's probably fair. I mean, it's definitely fair from Milan's point of view. They created far more than we did. But you know what? I think we held our own. Yes, I am aware that I appeared to change formation when we were ahead, but bear in mind that formation change happened as we scored a goal. But what that does mean is that we're up to 3rd. We are 6 points behind Milan with like 16 games to go, and we've still got to play Milan for a second time, so I'm not too worried. Meanwhile, this is what's going on in the Champions League. So Ajax and Liverpool 2-all, Bayern 2-all against Atletico. If we look at overall, so we've got Milan beating Real Madrid 4-0, Salzburg getting smashed 4-1 by City, us beating Leipzig 1-0, Spurs beating Sporting, PSG beating Chelsea, Benfica beating Barca, Bayern beating Atleti, and Liverpool drawing with Ajax. So that game is coming up, I believe, in 3 games time. So I will see you for the Leipzig game. Yeah. Sorry for a bit of a whistle stop tour, everyone. My head's a little bit frazzled with the house move and everything, but I hope you have enjoyed this quick rundown on where we've been since I last saw you. Take care. I will see you all as soon as possible. I get my Wi-Fi back on in 2 days, so I'll have the video uploaded as soon as I can. Take care, everyone. Bye for now. Thanks for watching.